This is the We Don't Know show, but it will become clear. What I'm going to do now is talk. It might be maybe 5 or 10. I'll try and make it 5 minutes rather than 10 about more AI stuff, because it's all getting very interesting. It's at the level where you don't need coding or knowing much about what you're doing. It's sort of got to a media level where you can make requests quite readily and something comes back. So I've mentioned the short video that fits into YouTube. I'm sure there's other ways of doing it, but that's the one that interests me. But also I've discovered on Instagram you can create your own chatbot or AI site, and I don't really see why it's in Instagram. It could be anywhere within Meta. Maybe it will be independently launched at some time, but it does. When you get more into it, it's not very graphical. For example, it's quite text based, the screens that you get, and it also seems to revert to chat very readily. I don't know if that's just me or what you would find with it, but I hope you can find it. It's all about the campus moving online, or possibly not, and it follows on starting a conversation. So the name of it's changed a bit and the description has changed. So it's all negotiable, and I think maybe that's the best way of regarding AI, that it needs persuading about things or examples of something else. For new listeners, one of the things that we've asked about, because we're in Exeter where there is a university, is, and one of the consequences is that student accommodation is gradually taken over everywhere. Is that an exaggeration? I mean, there's from Paris Street, there's a pub down at the bottom, and there's a pub round the back going down towards Longwood Street. So there's two pubs demolished, which are going to be student accommodation. There's the police station, probably. There's it's not exactly student accommodation. It's various forms of building. But anyway, the question that arises is, if learning moves online in the same way that music has, will it be needed? It's obviously needed at the moment. At the moment there is pressure on student accommodation, but the buildings might last 20 years or more. And what is likely to happen over that time? And we don't get an answer. It's not regarded as a question, really. There's almost nothing about that. Well, I'd say there is nothing. There's a lot. I'm repeating myself, but this show is on repeat to a certain extent. There are newspaper articles about the financial situation of UK universities, and the conclusion usually is that the government will have to bail out or come up with a load of money or allow massive increases in fees or something. There's never anything in the articles about alternative ways of operating, reducing costs or expanding sales or whatever, or whether, for example, online is a way of reaching a global audience, getting around the visa issues. I'm saying this, but if anybody's found this in a UK newspaper or can link to a clip on radio or television, that would be very interesting. WENOTNO on X. Anyway, it's called Campus Online and Evolve. So in other words, the scope of it includes that the campus could evolve. I would guess they would be smaller than they are now, with less accommodation and more social meeting spaces. Fewer lecture spaces, fewer library space needed, but librarians are needed. Just be quite a bit different, but it would also just be online as well, so you could access it without going there. That's what I guess it is. So what I'm going to do is read out the tweets. I'm getting messages when I go on Instagram. I now get messages from Campus Online and Evolve saying, when is this radio show going to be? I need more information and so forth. But so it becomes text is where it's headed, messages. So these are the bits of text that I've got so far that I have tweeted. Welcome to Campus Online and Evolve. Let's reimagine higher education for a digital future together. Strategies for reduced... Yeah, these are the three main topics. So you've got three questions you can... sort of directions to go in. Strategies for reducing university carbon footprint, ? Successful online learning models in higher ed, ? And higher ed trends to watch in the next 5 years. And then added to that, I've got a couple of comments that I've just copied from some of the messages I've had so far. So the answers I was getting wouldn't give me any detail on UK universities investing into online, but there was a statement came back about recruitment of senior managers. So I've commented LinkedIn could be a good place to expand on this, and that's been accepted. There wasn't any sort of comeback on that. And then the other one, bits of chat which have now disappeared. Universities are slow to teach new tech skills. Why do you think that is? That was the question that came back to me. And then luxury physical campuses for elite students, online for everyone else. A likely future? ? So I'm not necessarily giving any answers, but it may be that this chat is just what it is imagined I might want to hear. So you might get a different response if you ask a question or start offering links, and then trying to get some dates to compare learning with music. Very clear statement that COVID pushed universities online in 2020. So 2020 is a key date, but it might also be thought that things have gone in another direction since then, or maybe that appears to be the case, but on some other level or place it's not happening. So I think that's quite enough.